Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Here we have a half skull glam makeup tutorial, so make sure you keep watching if you're interested in seeing how I created this look. Alright, so I've already done the top portion of my makeup, meaning like my brows and any perfect skin that I'm going to use for this. So now I'm just taking a baby wipe and carving out the underneath section for the half skull look. I want to make sure that I don't have any makeup on my skin for the paint that I am going to apply, because I want to make sure, one, the paint is going to stay as white as possible, but I also want to make sure that it is going to adhere to my skin perfectly. So I am going to be using the Snazaroo paint in white, and I'm going to speed some clips up a little bit just because I feel like they're pretty self-explanatory, and I just want to make sure that you have a visual as I'm going along. So I'm going to make sure that I cover the lower half of my face in white, and I want to do that first so that I give it enough time to dry and set in. Now I'm going to begin doing my eyeshadow, and I am going to be using the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions palette. I'm going to take that red shade on the bottom, that's the bottom right of the palette if you're looking at the palette in your hands, and I'm gonna apply that to my crease area, kind of creating the outline for like a halo eye in my opinion. I am going to go back into that white paint and just add another layer, especially in some areas where it is a little bit spotty and streaky. I want the bottom half of my face to be as white as possible. Now I'm going to go back into my palette, and I'm going to use that burgundy shade, and I'm going to apply that on top of the initial red that I have, blending that into the crease just to darken things up a bit. Next, I'm going to go into my Morphe 35B palette, and I'm going to use that black shade. I'm going to do the outer V area. I'm kind of blank for a second. The outer V and the inner corner of my eye using that black shade. And I'm pretty much creating, like I said, a halo eye for this look, and then I'm just going to connect it in the crease using a fluffy crease brush and just blend everything together. Then I'm going to go back into my Huda Obsessions palette using that first red shade and just make sure that I blend everything out and soften the lines so nothing is extremely harsh. Now I'm going to be using this shimmery shade from the Huda Obsessions palette, and I'm just going to pop that onto the center of my lid. I did have to mist my brush with a little bit of Fix Plus first, just so that the color shows up really vibrant and bright. Now I'm going to go into my black Snazaroo paint, and I'm going to begin doing my outlines for my half skull look. So I am going to do the top of the half skull portion first. I don't even know, I guess like my cheek area for the most part, the cheek area, using some of that black paint. And then I'm just going to create these lines underneath. And I feel like this pretty much just sets the mood for this half skull look. So I'm going to go in, like I said, and use the black paint to create these lines. And I'm just going to try to get these as perfect as possible. Now I'm going to go in and create the nose area. I don't even know what to call some of these, like any specific names for these. But I'm going to create my skull nose for the most part. And with this, I'm actually going to draw like two little points at the top, just to give it a little more character versus like a traditional round or just triangle shape. I definitely gave it like the two little points on top just to make it a little more fun, I guess. And I'm gonna fill that in using that black Snazaroo paint. Next up, still using my black Snazaroo paint, I am going to begin creating the outlines for the cheek and teeth area of the half skull look. So for this, it's not 100% perfect, and it is because we are going to do a lot of shading and adding in additional black paint and things like that. So if your outlines aren't perfect, it's 100% okay, because there's always a way to fix it in the end. Next up, to begin creating the teeth, I am going to use my L'Oreal Infallible Super Slim Black Eyeliner. And for this, I'm just going to do like the outline shape for the teeth area. And with this, I normally just draw like the lines kind of following the guide of actual teeth, but not so much, because I like to go back in later and kind of just like add a little bit of extra detailing to the teeth portion and really go in to shape the actual teeth, if that makes sense. But for right now, I'm just going in to create the outline and just, for the most part, placing where I want the teeth for this skull to look and for them to fall. Next up, I am going to use that eyeliner to just cover in the area of my lip where I forgot to paint white. Just cover it black a little bit. Now I'm going to go in and actually begin really defining and fixing the shape of the teeth. I don't know 100% how to explain this, but what I like to do is I like to just go in and adjust the top area of the teeth to pretty much add that definition and mimic the actual shape of teeth. I hope that makes sense. Now that I'm done with the teeth for now, I'm just going to go in using that L'Oreal liner and just add a few more details to the skull overall. I feel like this just adds a little more character. I'm also going to go back into that Morphe 35B palette using that black shade and just shade some areas of the skull head and just add a little more definition and really smudge and smoke those out. Like I said, I feel like it just goes with the skull look overall and just adds a little bit more character. I'm also going to smoke out some of the areas around the teeth as well, and I feel like this just pulls the look together, in my opinion, a little bit overall, and it just really adds to like the detailing and the character aspect. Along with smoking out the tooth area, I am going to go back into my black Snazaroo paint and just really go into detailing some of the teeth a little bit more. I just want to make sure that nothing pretty much looks like straight lines. So I feel like going back in and just really detailing the teeth area a little bit better is going to help me achieve the look overall. And then I'm just going to go back into that same black shade from the Morphe 35B palette and really just smoke out some of the teeth. And I kid you not, once it's done, it's just going to look so bomb. Now I'm going to go back using my L'Oreal liner and just shade in the back area of the face on both sides. Then once I'm done with that shading portion, I am going to add some little cracks to my chin area. So I'm going to do this pretty much drawing out some really fine lines, and then I will just go in and shade them a little bit better. So some of the cracks look like actual cracks and they have like a little more depth to them. So I'm going to give my skull detailing a break and just go back into finishing up my eye makeup. I am going to use the 24/7 Glide On Pencil from Urban Decay in Perversion and just add that to my waterline. Then I'm going to use the first red shade from the Huda Obsessions palette and just really smoke out my lower lash line. I did use the Covergirl liquid liner in Major Matte Black, Total Temptation mascara from Maybelline, and the Noelle lashes from Huda as well. And I did those off camera just pretty much to save time. I'm going to use that pretty champagne kind of rose gold color to add that to the inner corners. And then I'm just going to go back in and finish up some last minute detailing to the teeth area of the skull head. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this look. I really hope that you all enjoyed this very glam tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.